Okay, can y'all see the? So I changed my screen a little bit. Does it look weird or does it look readable the way I have this right now? Guys, does this look any different than it does on any other day, Sean, or does it look just whatever, normal? I thought I did. Hold on a second here. Hold on a second here. I'll repost. Okay, hold on a sec here. Participants. I don't know why. Copy invite. I guess I didn't post the link. Oh, got it. I sent it. Okay, makes sense. Oh, I did it again. Shit. Ignore that, Sean. I'm in Crackland. Here we go, guys. So I did all that to you, right? Great. Hey guys, good morning. Sorry, I posted it to Sean instead of the whole room. So, problem fixed. My bad, on me. Okay, cool. So number one, hold on, I gotta make one quick adjustment on the monitor. Good morning, Ed, Nate, Randy, Sean, whoever else I missed. Settings. Identify one. Okay, there. Now I can actually see that. Okay. Okay, we're good. So I extended these screens so we should be able to see more info. I just don't know how it looks on your end, but on my end I can see a lot more information on both charts. So at any rate, what I'll do here, since we're trading primarily in Qs, I'll make ESE a little bit smaller. Bring it in a little bit so we can see what it's doing. You'll see my ES chart's messed up. It's because I'm trying to get the yellow dot on the ES, and it's just going to take me a little bit of work to finish up. What is this? Why do I have it around here? Please move this window away from the shared application. What is this window? I do not know why that window is showing like that. Oh, maybe I just needed to move it like this, perhaps. Is that what it wants? I don't know. Can y'all see this orange square? Is it only on my screen? There's an orange square here, which is not bothering me, but is it covering up the screen, or is it just not there for y'all? Okay, good. Then we don't have to worry about it. Okay, good morning. My name is Simon. I'm with Trade and Perform Coaching. This must be posted. I can't do that because you can't see it. Okay, I got to read it then. Important disclaimer and reminder for all traders and investors: webinars for educational purposes only, and not a recommendation to buy or sell any particular financial instrument. Equities, futures, options, and currency trading have large potential rewards, but also large potential risks. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the futures and options markets. Do not trade with money you can't afford to lose. The website is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy or sell equities, futures, or options. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed in this channel. Past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Absolutely consult your registered financial advisor and your risk trading plan before ever investing or trading any financial instrument. Okay. There we go. The background noise is gone. I can minimize this. Okay, cool. So I want to show y'all something that is important, right? So number one, when we start moving in really wide ranges, the single prints become very, very important to finding reversal locations. Okay, very important. So I have them marked off so you can see where they are. Also, the naked volume points of control become important. Look, the big deal for me on a day like yesterday, so I didn't hear from anyone. I heard from one person that had a really bad day yesterday, and it had nothing to do with our process at all. Okay, the cool thing about our process, it's becoming very, very specific. Okay, if you look yesterday, so here we'll look on the overnight first. So if we do this, here's the trades. Nothing through here. So here's the disappointing part. Nothing through here in terms of this singular setup of having to have it at the fourth channel dot reversal like that, right? We got those two. That wasn't at the fourth channel. That was 3 in the morning. No. Yes. Okay, but your overnight trades on the 15 tick. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think we had another one all the way through here. I'm looking. If you wanted to count this, that's fine. This one bar stuffed at a higher low somewhere over here. This one, I would count that as a stop if that happened. Okay. If you look yesterday, even on the 15 tick, right? We know that much of the time it was simply too slow to trade this, right? So here, let me. This is the only part that's going to be difficult here. Although, I guess if I do this, what happens? Yeah, I was afraid of that. I just need to lift it up an inch off the bottom there, but I suppose not. Okay, look over here. Okay, here. This isn't that free fall from 12 o'clock. Let's say you couldn't tell we're on a trend day down. You couldn't tell we were down 400 points. You couldn't tell that the market was just getting bone crushed. You couldn't tell any of that. Go find your trade, right? Stop. I don't think I missed another one. Now, you could come back and argue, well, Simon, I didn't get a long, I didn't get a short either. Well, here's your long. Okay, now, why is this important? Why is this important? First of all, on days like this, especially if you're trading the 15 tick, on the down, right, we would get multiple stops in a row, and it's something that I'm desperately trying to end, right? Here, let me widen this out so you can see it. Okay, it's something that I am desperately trying to end, right? And that's in our most basic setup, right? So this accomplished that. This was if you wanted to test by fire for the first day of putting in a new piece in place, that was fantastic. That was your long, right? Over here, I'll do the 24 in a second. So I've spread this out over 2 screens to get better alignment, but yeah, it'll take me a little bit of work. Here's your long at 12.12. That did not stop you out, right? Here was your prior long. Now, for the rest of this, from over here all the way down to over here, okay, there were now stops. Now, do we have other trades in place that you could have potentially taken? Apex trap, and obviously the yellow bar with the pink dot and the pink, yellow, and the arrow in the middle. Do we have other trades you could have taken? Yes, absolutely, right? But the purpose of this was to get very, very specific. Here was your long at 11.12 if you chose to trade New York lunch. Notice in this whole move up, right? So here's the downside for me, at least, right? I want the short to show up over here. I just do, right? It didn't. I do. That's how it is, right? But if I just stuck with that, and this is on a 15 tick, right now, I'm going to grant you, sometimes the reversal is so fast you couldn't catch it on a 15 tick, right? Here's your other at 10.35, right? Find your losses. Here's your loss right there. Win, loss, win. Okay? If you don't look at that and go, wow, right? Well, then I'm personally shocked, right? Then I'm personally shocked because, man, because that's just putting money in your pocket and not taking it away, right? And eliminating, as Joshua would say, increasing the relaxation of the trade. Now, we're not always going to get it. By the way, to be clear, of these 3 elements, the arrow, the pink bar, and the yellow, you can still take the arrow and the yellow, which are almost always compared. You don't have to have the pink bar. It's really designed to show up on the pink bar, but it doesn't have to. We can't get it actually picture perfect, so the 2 elements are most important are the arrow and the yellow dot. Arrow by itself, nope. Dot by itself, which almost will never happen, almost ever. But you can have the arrow without the yellow dot, but not vice versa. Okay? So now I'm going to show you on the 24, if I can figure out how to operate this thing across 2 screens. Hold on. Same time frame. Okay, so remember when I said I wanted there's the short on the 24. That's at 11.16. Here's your long. Here's your long. Lifted 2 bars enough to get your scale before it stops you. Here's a long. Clearly lifted 2 bars before it stopped you. And here's your long. And that lifted a lot, right? So 2 bars scale or move your stop up from there, right? Here's the afternoon, right? That's that free fall area. So I want to point something out. Even though this apex trap did not stop, it still carried increased risk relative to where we would normally trade, right? And your next trade, I don't think we got one on the 24 all the way through here. That's the close already. Well, wait, this is the end of the day, right? The 1500. So I'm just going to the left. What I wanted to show is this free fall through here, Randy. This one right here specifically, right? Through here, no stops. Now, I'm going to grant you, I didn't get the turns either on this. Were there ways to get the turns? Yes. But all I care about on a day like yesterday is someone pinging me up going, hey, I took 5 apex trap stops in a row, right? All I care about is surviving it. Randy, hit me. What's wrong? What are you seeing? Is it not showing up on the screen? Okay, let me ask you, when does that happen? Follow the screen. Tell me when. Do you get this over here? Got it. Okay, perfect. So my hope is that I can show more data on the screen while we're trading, right? Oh, by the way, here's your stop. Right there, right at the close. That was a stop. Okay. If you look in the morning on the 24, this was your long and it was inside the channel. Still I'm all right with it. Right there. And this was your short. Right here. And right at 9 o'clock when we had econ, you had to stop. I don't think anyone got clipped by that. We already know that part. Right. Here's your short. Again, inside the channel. I'll take those, but it's best when it's outside the channel. This is a stop inside the channel at 8:46, and this is your long, and it did not survive, but it got clipped right there. Again, I think you should skip the first half hour if you want to avoid the stops. I'm skipping the whole entire first hour today. If it works, that's great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the part B, plan B. The plan B is how do you know where it's breaking down, right? So I'm going to show you. I'll use this 850 area just because it's a convenient location. Randy, you can see my cursor, correct? We're still good? Okay. Arrow up, purple, pink bar, yellow dot, confluence of algos. Draw your line across that. Okay, now watch. This is the bar that triggers. This is the second purple bar right here. The stop goes on this bar with a plus sign on it. It doesn't have to have the plus sign on it, but it's from this bar, it's the bar above is the stop. That's the entry, and obviously that's the roll. Now, you could have done the same thing here. You could have, obviously it traveled. If you took that trade, it went 94. Your initial maximum favorable excursion is 72. That's 20 points, $400 a contract. That's okay, right? But remember, the stop's back over here, so if you can get either an algo in the direction of coming off the backside test, or in this case we got arrow, pink bar, yellow dot, you can take the stuff on that, right? Then the stop obviously sits, in this case the stop would move from this 12 back to about 05, okay? Because it would be the top of this bar plus a point, right? And then as you're looking for the longs, right? So had you been looking for the long, it would have looked like this. There's the point of control. It's outside the channel, which I prefer, right? This bar right here is your entry. Okay, so in this bar, see how I don't have a bar? I don't have a bar behind it to back it up, so I'd move to the right. This is the first bar that closed underneath this one, right? So what I'm trying to do on the stop is move one bar back. That's kind of highlighting the failure for me. So if I move one bar back, stop goes here, right? Entry goes here. So the 19329, I'll make it white. That's my trigger, right? I need a point of control above that. Okay. The 19322, that's the one bar underneath that I needed to hold, right? So I needed to hold 19322. I entered 19334, right? So 34 to 24. In this case, it's less than 12 points, but usually on a 24 tick, I wouldn't be, if there were wider bars, it can be as much as 20 points. Okay, and then obviously you get your lift and it pushes, you start the whole cycle over here, right? This trade is more aggressive than this trade because it has more stops, period, right? This thing has very few stops during the US session overnight, different story. Okay, so now when I come over here, right, on this little lift right here, I get this bar, I draw this line. This is my entry. Oops, excuse me. This bar is my entry. This low is my stop. This is my 2-bar lift, which covers most of my stop most of the time. And then I have to make a judgment call from there. Obviously, we were about to go trend down. And then if you look at how that linked together, what you don't want, unless you are absolutely dead certain we are going in one direction that has, for whatever reason, and it has nothing to do with these charts, your stop goes, there's the point of control underneath. So your entry's either on this bar or this bar, right? But either way, your stop's right here. You'll see it did not hit, right? Your entry, your proper entry would have been, so that's so close that it would have been, you're either going to enter here at 28, here at 34, but either way your stop was going to be 46. So at 28 you're going to have an 18-point stop. At 34 you're going to have about a 12-point stop, right? Just depending on how aggressive that point. The reason I'm saying is that point of control was barely underneath. It was a tick below, right? It worked, but usually you want some kind of a little bit of cushion in there to help you out, right? And then as you come over here, here it is again. It's this, making your entry this, making your stop this. Okay? Anyone have any questions over that? Notice I'm not looking at location. I'm not even looking at supernova, right? I'm trying to clear my mind and just go, it's this, this, and this, because I'm trying to achieve the same thing that Joshua wants to achieve, which is I want relaxation in my trades, right? When you do the math on this thing, look, this morning on my Apex accounts, I'm up, I don't know how much I'm up. I'll tell you in a second. I'm up $1,135. Okay? So across 20 accounts, you need $5,000 every 2 weeks to put up $100,000. Is that right? Yeah. Across 5 accounts, it's $5,000 every 2 weeks. Okay, I'm already at 1,000. I'm on pace to do 10,000 every 2 weeks or more, depending on how much I can push those accounts intraday. Okay, so I want to say that Apex is, from what I can see, they're paying me, they've paid Joshua, they've paid Dan. People are getting withdrawals from Apex. Okay, so do I trust them? Hell no, right? I do not trust them. But the other part is you don't have to do anything extraordinary either to get a good payout from them. They have, Brian, they've asked me to do a video. Yeah, they've asked everyone to do it, from what I can tell. What I wanted to do, I told Josh this one, I wanted to do it butt naked. I was like, you're going to watch my trade, you're going to watch me naked. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. So, they are. Oh! Bringing sexy back, man. That might be horrifying people. Oh, my. Oh, man. Man. Yeah, I don't know if I can pull it off. I might try. Anyways, so the point is they are paying, right? I don't know if they're legit, illegit, if they're going broke, not going broke. Just keep taking the money while they're giving it to you, right? And then move on from there would be my strong suggestion, right? So that's the trade plan for today, right? That is what I am trading. Still using Top Step 2. Top Step's easier. It's, 5 days, $200. They just give you the withdrawal. Top Step is definitely more legit, and they removed that intraday stop, which will blow the shit out of some people and will help a lot of other people make some money because, especially on that 50K account, that $1,000 stop was pretty tight, right? It pretty much reduced you to micros. So now you can use 10 micros and get it, but you run the risk of blowing it up. Yeah, Dan's tried FTT. He's gotten paid from them, right, Dan? Yeah, and he got paid from them. I do not have an FTT account, but I need to. It's pretty much with FTT, you start off funded. Yeah. What is the smallest account? 85? Yeah, let me look real quick on the econ. I'll grab my phone and I'll shut that. There. Here, we'll kill this. Let's see. Forex Factory has I don't have any econ. Does anyone else? Oh wait, maybe this is you Jalt's report. Sorry, my bad. 8:45 Canadian econ. Then 9 o'clock Jolts report. Factory orders. I don't show any Fed speakers. 30-year bond auction, 11:35. Oh, I missed that. Beige book. Hey Siri, set an alarm for 12:55 p.m. Beige book.
Done.
Okay, got that all going. So that's my 2 cents. I thought yesterday was great, not from a trading perspective necessarily, but I mean, shit, you can't ask for not getting blown up on a day like that on a contra trade. That's pretty good. You know, expect to take some stops. That would be normal in this environment. I hope by spreading out the screen a little bit here, it makes it easier on all of us to see the trades, and it gives me more room to operate and get perspective on what's to the left. Especially if I do it like this, I can see more to the left of what's going on, and I can have the profile chart. I can skinny down the profile chart just a bit. Oh, and we're open. What do you know? And the backside test yesterday is low. And I am burning the first hour. Like I said, I'm up nicely already on the day. And I don't feel I'm using Rhythmic executed on Sierra. I hate it, but whatever. There's no other way to do it. And I've tried to thin down my Sierra on data as much as possible so it doesn't get choked up at all. Like you can see, I just have 2 domes and then this. I've deleted everything out and I've skinnied it down. Data limiting. Like this one I'm going to drop to 1 day. And then I'll reload, recalculate. Reload, recalculate. Yeah, Denali feed, which is what the little M is. But the dome still kind of gets jammed sometimes. And you can see we've started off with a potential open drive higher, which is no shock. With the NASDAQ down 47 and the ES down 8. Like, the problem here is everyone's like, oh, September's a bad month, you know. NVIDIA down 10%. So, but, you know, that's a big grind down. So I know two things about bear markets, right? Let's say we're in a bear market, not even just a corrective, but let's say it's a bear market. A, the rallies are a beast, right? Like, they go so much further than you think they can go. And here's the problem. When the shorts work, they work great. They become highly mentally addictive. And if you're not disciplined, it's very easy to go, we're going to keep going lower. We're going to keep going lower. You don't give it any room to retrace. The liquidity gets bad, and the usually you would expect it to be very fast. That was the only weird thing about yesterday. Well, it really wasn't that fast. It was pretty manageable from a speed perspective. So yeah, I mean, I would have expected something different than what I got, but that's okay. You know, I'll just, I just, I'm making a lot of money, right? I'm making a lot of money. I don't want to give it back or experience the stress of having to cover my ass on a day that I can't tell what's going on. So it's okay to look at that and go, hey, I just can't tell, right? I just can't tell what's going on right now. And therefore, I'm going to let the first hour burn and let someone else make the mistakes that I would normally make so that I don't have to pay for them, right? I just assume make $2,000 or $3,000, then go down 2,000, go up 2,000, and have to burn through all of that. And if I wait, I usually find that I'm in pretty good shape for not getting smoked in that situation. And then the other thing is I don't set my brain on speed, on speed mode by trying to handle the first 30 minutes, because then not only are you like, hey, I'm on speed mode, but the reversals are so fast and quick. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say someone caught this long here, right? We're really not long or we're not short, but let's say they took this tweezer bottom, right? So what do you do now? Like, it came up and you're like, boom, I have 300 points, right? Because in my head, I'd be thinking, this thing's going to sweep all the way through the range, right? Or back to the prior day's volume point of control at 19,200. I have a 300-point trade on my hands. But then, in a matter of 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, it retraces all the way from 928 to 876. It's 50 points, right? It's $1,000 a contract. And you don't know, right? So versus if it starts trending, like, how would we know it trends? First of all, it'll hold above IB high, first clue. Secondly, it'll hold above the first hour high, right? Once we establish that, right? The dips will be shallow. But how do you know that right now? How do you know? And then the inverse is true too. How do I know? Like, when I look at support down there, what I see is 18,620 for the next stop. I could have the exact same thought here at 18,900, right? Oh, I have 300 points to the short side. So how do I know I'm going to get that, right? How would I know that, right? Well, I need to be below IB low. I need a couple things to happen. I need to get below IB low, right? I need a backside test IB low. Then we all can just go to edge trade, even if we don't do our best trade, pink bar stuffed, right? And then I need to have the wherewithal to grab the trade, hold it, and let it go. And usually what I hear when that happens, right, is an indecision marker, right? I don't hear someone go, you know what, I thought that was going to go to 18,649, therefore I did not cover it. What I hear is, well, the trade came all the way back on me, right? When you say the trade came back all the way back on you, then what you were trading for usually was for profit, period. You weren't trading for the trade setup, because if you were, you'd have gone, that trade didn't work, but it was properly executed. But if you go, well, I took it and then it retraced all the way against me, right, and it stopped me out. If you say, hey, I thought I was going to be able to get 18,620, right? I thought I was going to be able to get 18,620, and I was willing to let it come back on me, right? And I'm not talking about it came back and stopped me, and that's that, which some people do say. I say that sometimes, like, hey, that was my trade. It didn't work out. I gave it a shot. C'est la vie, right? I'm talking about people who get mad that the train came back and stopped them, and then they go, well, I can't seem to do this right? if your goal is a 300-point trade, right, size it correctly, right, and then accept the outcome that, it probably ain't going in a straight line like you want it to, right? Like, for example, you said this is 10 minutes in. If you told me 10 minutes in after yesterday the rotation would be 58 to 28, and then we're just kind of piddling around here. So my expectation was that it would be fast, illiquid, and sweep through ranges. Well, that's not what we have, right? We actually have the opposite. We've stayed within the first 5 minutes range. We haven't tested below. We haven't tested above, right? And we're just kind of here, right? Like, it doesn't even look like, wow, anything, right? So ES looks like potential open drive higher. And so I have to constantly reset my expectation, right? I have to constantly reset my expectation. But hold on. Yes, Brian, you need to put it at F6. You need to make sure your new one is at 3 days, and that new bar at session start is clicked yes. That's under the session times. Yes, let me know if that's the case, and then we can work it from there. And if not, I'll keep thinking on it. And then hit insert, reload, recalculate. Here, I'll do it again just to make sure we're on the same page. And then do the same on the 15 tick. Days to load is 3. Yes, sir. So now that we haven't rejected off the bottom, the logical place is to reject off that 1900. Doesn't mean it will, just that's the logical place. We're above IB high. So if your first thesis was we're going to tank today, right? So look, reset yourself. If your first thesis was we are going to tank and go to 0, you've got a problem because we're not below IB low. So the first thing you want to write down is, in order to tank today, we got to get below 18,861. Don't sit there if your sole thesis is we're going to tank, right? So now you need below IB high and you need below IB low the 5 minutes, right? So if your thesis is we've got to go down, that's all over, the market's going to 0, NVIDIA is going to get crushed, no one's going to use AI anymore, it's all done, right? You've got a problem with your thesis. So this is your opportunity to reset. You can go, if everyone, right, if everyone is looking for the market to go to 0, and if everyone knows AI is over, and if everyone's trapped in the markets, we're in a crashing market, why aren't we below IB low? Right? It's a really good question. Right? Why aren't we below IB low? And what is that telling you? It could be telling you a couple things. Too many shorts. The market isn't crashing, maybe. Right? Or the boat's all loaded on one side. Or we're just in for a retrace. But either way, you got to get below that IB high to crash. And then you got to get below that IB low. And until you do those two things, right, you are fighting a rising tide, right? If you look at our signals this morning, here's your long. If you want to trade in the first half hour, not for me. I'll show you again. I'm burning the first hour because I don't want any nasty surprises today. Those are two signals we've had this morning. We don't have a short signal, right? We don't have a short signal. We don't have anything else. Okay, great, Brian. Excellent. Okay. And just go easy on yourself. You don't have to reinvent this wheel. You just truly, truly don't have to reinvent the wheel on this. Too many people who try to do that just get their butts kicked, and there's no reason for it. Okay? There's no reason for it. So nothing about this market. So here's a stop. That's a stop. That's a win. Okay? Nothing about this market tells me we should be. Nothing about this market tells me that we should be thinking short yet. Does anyone else see that? So clear your minds if you were sure we were going to zero, and now figure out what you need to see in order to believe that. Now, here's where traders get themselves in trouble, right? What they say is, damn, I knew it was going to zero and I didn't short the high, right? Well, really? What's your setup, dude? What's your setup, and how can you repeat it 100 times and get the same result, right? If you're sure we're going to zero and it's all over, figure it out or get to a time frame, right? Maybe your IB needs to be 2 hours, right? But no matter how you slice this day, we've opened and that's been the low print so far. And I know what I'm looking for, which is below IB high, below IB low, retrace back up, get my signal, enter, take my money, and then decide whether I'm going to push it or I'm going to take my couple of points and get out of town. Doesn't matter which one you choose. Doesn't matter which one you choose. What does matter is you keep your freaking money and you stack it up day over day. That does matter. At least it matters to me. Whoa. I didn't do anything. What's the ding? No orders open. No orders open. No orders open. Okay, I'm good. If you want to short this because you think it's a short, I don't care why you think it's a short. This was your entry. This is your stop. You just had econ come out. That's the second part of a potential trade that we would have, right? Entry, 57 would have been your stop. Your entry would have been 38 against 57 on the 24 tick, and that's how she went. Again, I don't see any reason to short yet because I don't see anything that tells me to be short. If anything, it tells me to be long. If I was trading right now, I'd be looking for longs. And you would have gotten it right over here. Here. Oops, sorry. Here's your longs. 1, 2, 3. So the other part I'm wrong about is I thought it would be illiquid and fast. It actually looks tradable, right? But I'm still going to stick to my plan because my plan would keep me safe. And I don't like losing money. You can't see the 15 tick. Okay, hold on. You know what? Let me log in and see what I see here. See if I can fix it. Hold on. And see if I can fix the problem. Why in the world can I load? There it is. Oh. Let's see. Share. Hold on, I'm working on it. That's so odd. Even when I change it, it doesn't grab the extension. Okay, it was an attempt. It didn't work. Damn. The idea didn't work. Okay, what I'll do. Well, now I lost my 15 tick in its entirety. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll keep the 15 ticks small here. Now this messes up my whole plan. Okay. There's the 15, there's the 24. Then this will just have to share space with the ES. That's what we'll have to do. And then what I will do is go chart, duplicate chart, chart. There we go. And now I can see most stuff. Most stuff is what I see. What I definitely see is higher highs, higher lows, and no viable shorts. Okay, is that better, Randy? And there's 18,900. Randy, better? I see everything now. Got it. Okay, no worries. 5 minutes to Econ. Give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. What the hell is that? It's not a trade. Timber. Now we're below IB low. That's a kick quicken. That puts us down 153 quick ones. So if you wanted that short, right? If you wanted that short, you had to take the risk of econ. Oh, that's jacked up. On one. Oh no, it's right here. There you go. There. Retro trade entry. Let's see it. And you would have taken a stop on the long right here. But you just see, that's a great example. I would never take that stop ever. Not like there's just, I'm never going to buy that, right? So this is where you get, when you just dropped 150 points, this is where you get a liquid, because now everyone's trying to figure out where they stand on this. So give them time. See, like that, and then you're like, oh, it's going to zero, I'm going to short it. Bam, 50 points get ripped off in just a second, right? You don't know. Don't put yourself in a position where if it's jumping 30, 40, 50 points, that you're going to get caught on the stop, you're going to get caught on not putting your stop in quick enough, all that stuff. Let them do what they got to do. Very illiquid now. They were all waiting for it. Now if you look at the size of the jumps, very illiquid. Now we're going 21 to 45 in seconds. There's a 30-point rip. And we're coming back up to structure on the left. If you pull your 24 chart in, you'll see it. And now if you're willing to trade it, your entry will be a point of control below here. Why am I getting that stupid freaking signal? I'll have to figure it out. It's entry, stop is 51. Okay. Done. Entry, stop 52, whatever you want to call it, 53. Too fast for me. So I don't know where the signal's going. Oh, I can mute it out. That's fine. It's got to be some kind of alert that I haven't taken off. There we go. We took out IV low, trap back in. Now we've come back up to test above IV high, and we're in between. We're not above or below right now. too fast for me to trade on the 15. Like the flip is coming so fast. I see it. I just can't trade it. Like even mentally, I'm like, oh, yellow dot, bar down. It's just falling away so fast that I can't make the adjustment. And that's because we're chopping inside IB. Like if there's a place you don't want to be, it's inside that first 5-minute bar. And we're trading at prior day's low as well. And see how you can make the assumption, oh, it's going lower now. Now we're inside, right? No, don't make the assumption, right? You're going to get run over and you're going to go like, how did it do that? Just ripped off 50 points in less than a minute, 32 seconds. We ripped off 50 points, 90 to 50, 60. Okay? If you can handle the speed of 90 to 60 in 30 seconds, that's great. I can't. It's 70 points now in under a minute, right? So that's not my cup of tea. I'll let someone else be the smart guy on that. Now we're above IB high again. If your thesis is we're going to zero, why are we above IB high, right? The answer can only be that there's not the sellers that they had. Sellers had the chance. They got underneath prior day's low. They're trapped a second time, right? So again, why am I watching and burning the first half hour? Because I don't want to come to conclusions that may not be true. When I sat down and thought about it last night, right? Okay, to zero. Okay, well that's the obvious, right? Now let's see if they actually behave that way, right? And what's the answer? They're not behaving that way. And usually the day after trend day is balance, by the way. And then secondly, after the econ came out, it got too illiquid, at least the last 10 minutes, for me to trade effectively with being able to manage my stops. So I have to wait. Even if I wanted to trade, even if I was trading, I would wait it out. We went from minus 150, ES is positive, NQ is down 20 on the day. So that's not bearish. And bears had 2 chances today. And then the beast of it is, look how see how it sweeps through? There's no backside test. Like there's no chance for you to get this unless you put your order in ahead of time. And even if you were thinking about it, you had to get over the dome and go, okay, I'm thinking about it ahead of time, right? So I guess you have to have your limit order in for a backside test or what have you on this, but I'll just wait patiently. Higher highs, higher lows, impulse move up. I don't see any excess at the end of the waves yet. So we'll see. I'm not bullish or bearish. And what I want to be able to tell is which way it's going, right? That's the piece I can't tell you right now. You could convince me that we're going to 18,600 as much as you could convince me we're going to 19,100. Because I can't tell who's actually in control. Was yesterday a one day wonder? We've had three of these in the past couple of weeks where you have these just drop, massive one day drop. And then what did it do? It spent the next 3 days re auctioning the whole damn thing all the way back up. You got bearish, you got smoked, right? I can't tell. I'll wait till the PAA is such that I can tell. I'm not giving back my money. I worked too hard for it. Let somebody else do that who's smarter than me, I guess. IB high sitting down here around 18,930. And it looks like we're going to make a quick visit for that. If I can get like 45, I'll attempt it. Oh no, I'm not outside the first hour. Scratch that. Sorry, I was about to pull the trigger and I was like, oh. And that would have been a stop. Sorry. I was literally had buy bid ready to click and I was like, yeah, no, don't do that. Not that outside the first hour. And that would have been a stop for me. I don't have a problem with that. If I had taken it, I just would have been stopped. That's all there is to it. Illiquid. I can just tell you from looking at the dome. Illiquid. It's jumping 20 points at a shot. Be nice to yourselves. No continuity and no liquidity. So, guys, I'm trying to communicate very clearly. This is an illiquid market. That's why we're going 84 to 25 in under a minute. Okay? You run the risk of getting your stops run in this environment. No one is sure what they're trying to accomplish, and neither side has control. We're above prior day's low. We're inside single prints. We're above the low of the day, and we're below the high of the day, and now we're back inside IB high. Okay? If you picture conditions for what would be the best place to trade, this would be like a freaking zero, right? And that's why it's doing what it's doing. It's because everyone's in the same boat. Okay? Everyone is in the same boat. Okay? And some people, I guarantee, are having very miserable days. Very miserable days. Because it's just too fast. It's just too fast. Okay? My suggestion is you breathe and let them get a rhythm and let everyone get on the same side of the trend of whatever that trend's going to be, or let them extend and push and push and fail, but don't keep trying to get these whipsaws. I'm not. I just know I'll give back my money. And on a mistake on top of that, like for example, I'll go short that pink dot stuffed, and I won't move fast enough in a second to get my stop in because I'm not using the auto stops, right? And then all of a sudden I'll go, oh shit, what happened, right? And I'll get swept. Here, as a matter of fact, let me put in my auto stops. That'll help a little bit. Target, move, stop 4 times. Let's go 20. So 4 times 10 is 40, 80 ticks. Emergency stop. Okay. And if you'll notice yesterday, after London closed, it got a lot easier on the 15 tick to make money. Really? That's some bullshit. Above IB high. Potential head and shoulders off of a 24 tick chart. If you go back to 902, it would be set like 18,954. But I don't see anything conclusive. I see everybody kind of looking at each other going, well, what do you think? And they're like, I don't know, what do you think? Yes, and NQ now negative on the day. Above IB high, inside single prints, below yesterday's value area low, above yesterday's low, and above Globex low. Above that 18,800. I would like to get the hell out of Dodge. Not out of here, just I like to move the market to move out of this area. Yeah. No one's in control, Brian. Cool. Thank you, Joshua. Can you keep me updated on that if that changes? Joshua's using a 15-minute moving average to kind of get an idea of where we were from yesterday. He says 18. What is it? 269. 19269. 269. Doesn't mean anything, but at least you have an idea of where the trend is. But look at the chop fest in ES. I may not be trading till London close, guys. Screw this. That's technically a stop on the 24. Only went one bar. Very hard to get extensions. New high of the day. Like I said, you'll be below IB high, below IB low, if it's going to zero. And we don't have that right now. So now you're looking to get below the 62 retrace. Otherwise, you're going to sit here and you're going to spend money that is unnecessary to spend fighting this thing. I'm not moving fast, inch by inch. There's a pink bar up, stuffed. Your stop would be 37. But again, there's no liquidity on this, so it's just grinding one direction. No rotation. It's the opposite of yesterday. See that? No rotation down. No testing below. You know what that is? That is shorts that are trapped. Right? They're just one ticking it up as they go along. Okay? That's all they are doing. They don't have a choice. Right? Everyone came in bearish. Okay. Well, you got your bearishness. And then when they stop, they'll just go down. But let them be. Okay? Let them be. Does everyone, am I being clear to everyone, or am I over-pounding it? There's no rotation. Right? You're looking for something that is not existing in the market right now. There's no rotation. Okay? Don't try to force your hands. Don't get frustrated by it. You know I'm the king of that. You'll see it when it moves. You don't have to guess it. Any of that other shit. New high. And reversal. Wow, that was some bullshit right there. Look at that. Look at that. It's just total nothingness. You see that? Look at that. It's just nothing. They just ran it up 42, 24, and then a new high. I'll be back after London closes, guys. I'm not interested in trading this. It's too freaking hard. Too hard. And I sit here and I go, oh, it's going to break. So back at 10:30. We'll give them an hour to do what they've got to do, since they obviously, no one's in control. And it's all short squeeze, but it can last for a long time. I'm not interested. New high coming up. Damn. Look at that. It's the opposite PA. Yep, it is. It's the same program. It sucks you in by thinking, oh, it's going to drop now. Oh, it's going to drop now. Oh, it's going to drop now. That's why I skipped. And I'm going to push that to 10:30 now. I want no part of this bullshit. And somewhere in there, it'll just totally change direction. Right? But who knows where? I mean, look, it goes 3 bars down. Boom. On the 15, straight back up. 24 can't even get 2 bars down. And look at the volume drop off on ES. Look at that. Volume, delta, nothing. New high coming up. They got no choice. New high. Don't know how they do that, but they got so many people short in the options that they can't rotate it. So don't trade a non-rotating market. Very simple. Look at that. Apex trap, drop, apex trap, drop, apex trap, drop, but constant buying. Back up for a new high. Keep doing it till you're tired of doing it. Look at ES, same thing. Just no one's buying it. Everyone's like, yeah, we're in, we're all good. And then when they're done, when they've gotten whoever the last guy is, and I do not know who that is, but whenever the last guy is in, yeah. That's technically a long. I'm not touching it, but it's technically a long. Wow, what a messed up market. Okay, guys, we'll see after London. It'd be nice if they came back and retested something. But they can't make up their mind. Up to the single prints, 1983 to 19102. Crazy. Trend down, trend up. New highs. Oh, who would have thought they're going to mirror image this thing? What a beast. We're only up 72 points. That's the hilarious thing about it. It's not even a lot. Like they could do it all day long at this pace. We've walked it from 18,850. It's not that big. It's okay. It's not that big. This is what you have to beat. And they're nowhere close. New high. Coming up. Below 65. We'll get another setup. Okay, I've run out of patience, so I'm leaving. I can't do this all day long, and it is doing nothing but going straight up. It's the opposite of what I thought we would have, which was some sense of balance, but we have no balance. We have stopped them and run all the shorts. Everyone was sure it was short. I've run out of patience. I've done my best.